all play in our own way, for our own reasons. And that's okay, because there's levels to this. Not just levels in games. There's levels of specs.
And levels to flex.
Sequence initialized.
There's mad levels of innovation.
3, 2, 1. Activate light speed.
And mythic levels of creation.
There's levels to exceed.
And levels of speed.
There's status levels.
Whatever levels.
There's entry levels. Time-shattering levels.
And levels of mayhem.
Pretty dope, huh? There's levels of dedication, devotion, and motivation to reach a whole nother level. Now what's possible and what's next is up to us. So let's go. There's levels to play.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the IGE Contenders Valorant powered by Logic, and it's going to be your boy Aggressive bringing you this action here today, as today is going to be one of those interesting ones overall, because do not forget that here we are coming closer and closer to the end of this entire shebang. A couple of more days before we close things off, and our finalists are going to be selected soon enough. Semifinals are right around the corner. And now we have two teams who are fighting for that particular spot. Boardwalk Esports going up against Fall GUS team. And this is a little bit of a weird name to try and pronounce, but I guess it's okay. But as we're going to be jumping into the map of Ascent, pretty much the oopsie-daisy of any particular matchup. It could go either way here. Both teams look to be the main catch for this particular one, and with the double dealers competition getting picked up on either side, I do believe with not really a lot of the underdog teams opting for that double initiator setup, and understandably so, because the level of utility and coordination that you need to pull off those set strategies are quite difficult. And the members of Fall GUS team, they have made it this far into the tournament for a particular reason, and I'm hoping to see that reason really shine through on this matchup in more ways than one. Because a team that has absolutely no known players on their squad making it this far into the tournament, that is unheard of unless they have a specific talent that not many of the other teams have.
Select your agent.
Not really a Jet getting picked up is a slight bit of a question mark in my eyes, but as they are going to be starting on the defensive end, the Reyna may just get value, but that's the problem with picking a Reyna, honestly. Because once you do pick that Reyna, you just start to fall into that endless loop of torture where you have no idea that, hey, am I going to be able to get a lot of value out of my utility, or am I going to be able to get a lot of frags, because all my utility is focused around around me getting a frag, but those frags don't easily come through now, do they? Problems after problems here going to arise for the members of Volga's team. If the arena doesn't find a lot of value early on, same goes for Boardwalk, but overall, I'm really liking the composition. Both sides opting for the exact same pickups, but the members of Volga's team opted for a bit more comfort here with that raise getting picked up. Smart option for them if they're able to utilize that raise utility to perfection, but that really depends on if that raise gets that early level of value. And on the other side, you do have to worry about that jet, and that jet can easily tear you apart piece by piece if you let him run amok pretty early on. Those two duelists are the biggest stark contrast when it comes to the overall composition. And on the map with Sand, Raze is really strong and potent, but her utility usage and timing needs to be spot on for you to get a lot of value out of her, especially during those mid round calls, because most of the time a Raze throws her need very early into a round just to get some chip damage. But here, taking it slow and taking it steady, using it a little bit more reactively with information, maybe from a Skybird or something, could just change the tides of this battle. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget that there's going to be a massive survey with a lot of prizes and rewards. All of the links are going to be given in the description. Make sure to check it out, fill out those surveys, get a lot of Logitech goodies for you all. And there's a bunch of prizes that you're going to be able to win out. And if you are a lucky winner, you're going to be able to get a G502X Plus, which is honestly one of the best mice that you can get on the market on the bulkier side of things. A good mouse to have overall. So if you want one for free, come on, go and check out the link on the top, fill out that survey, and while you're up there, make sure to check out the Roz as well. The official Logitech store is going to be present there with a lot of really good pickups. But for now, it seems as though the members of Boardwalk, they're going to be picking up the entirety of the A side for free. Easy Me is going to be able to get very up close and personal. Good for the first initial kill, but Zuko, good for the first frag, looking for another shot. Doesn't really get it the way that he wants to here. Positionally, we do see the problems already starting to show and the cracks in the armor being found. As one by one, the members of Boardwalk, they're just running straight in and they're dropping the bodies like it's nobody's business. And with the last player now being the Reina. Shisho. What does he have in store for us? Looking for the frag, but Berserker. So good with the taps. Has the trigger in place and the shot to land. 0-1. As the members of Boardwalk, they get a very convincing early start with just heavy aggression. And that's what happens when you don't have the info when you are holding down a site. I sound like a broken record at this point, but the map of Ascend really is differentiated whenever a team uses utility to gain some early level of info on a particular portion of the map, so they do not get caught off guard of what's really happening on the other sides. Things are going to take a pretty massive rush towards the A side, and as the members of Boardwalk take the site for free, which is pretty much suboptimal because the members of GUS wanted to maybe go for a stack towards the B side, hoping to possibly get a read here. It's not going to be that easy. Zuko, good for the first kill once again. The guy has the aim to do so, which is perfect. And with so much utility now being invested in Raze Nade already going on down, the guys of GUS, they're losing on a lot of value, but Zuko, with the sheriff, is just bringing them all. Maybe go for another kill here. Zuko looks for the frags, not going to be able to get it, but Frenzy, regardless, hold down the line. 2v2 on the map already, and the bodies are just going to keep on dropping. Zico, even better on the taps. Gets the perfect hole, and Visanti does pick up the Bulldog in his hand. Perfectly done. This was a very smart... This was a very smart post plan getting pulled up by the members of Boardwalk, and even though things got really dicey purely on the basis of Zuko, but hey, if Zuko's gonna be hitting taps like that, I want in on that action because this man really knows what he is doing. But as of right now, things are gonna take a little bit more of a slow turn as Shisho. He's waiting on the opposite side of that smoke to see if he can find some value. Not really the position that he wants as Snoop Dogg looks for a fight, but he's not going to be able to get it. A 1-for-1 trade coming out from either end. As Race Nate not really in the most optimal of spots. Not going to be able to find out much. Berserker good for the first initial kill. Looking for even more. Zuko does find the frag. And now Zico can't really find the one onto his own twin brother. 1-2 on the scorecards at Gus. They get the round, but at what cost? They lost out on three bodies, 3 rifles, and in a way, overall, that is okay. But then again, you didn't get the spike plant down. You didn't have any form of control over into the site. The peaks were not really being taken, and they just really fell apart in that last particular round. But here, things are a little bit more different. Picked up some better armor. Hands are able to move a little bit more freely now instead of you just feeling as though you're stuck inside of a dragon's nest. Here is where the real fun's gonna begin. The nade's gonna be perfect. Positions are good, but Milfy maybe wanted to bite off a bit more than he can chew here. Kira wanted to maybe see if he could find a gun for himself, but yeah, it's just not gonna happen. GUS takes the L here already. As Boardwalk take a 1-3 scoreline, very nicely done, primarily on the basis of the gun advantage that they have. The members of GUS, instead of opting for a full buy, they just bought out a couple of sheriffs and a half shield. I get it, you want to play out bonus, but playing bonus when 2 of your members are only alive in the previous round, while you did a save without any form of weaponry, just really doesn't bode well with me. It's either to go to the fight early on, than just chill in the back and wait. It's now time for the members of Boardwalk to again head towards the A side. It's completely empty. The members of GUS, they're relying so much on just pure guesswork. They're not really gaining information. They're not utilizing utility to find it early. And Milfy finally trying to maybe be a difference maker here with that showstopper. Not gonna happen. Didn't fly fast enough as Berserker is just popping heads left, right, and center. A triple kill for the man as Frenzy gets another one. As GUS, their bodies are just gonna pile up. The Silva with the last frag out as well. As Boardwalk, they are looking absolutely dominant and beautiful here on this particular match. No shots missed. Everything is hit. And for Kirito, God knows what he's doing. Take it slow and steady and see how far he's going to be able to come out. But for now, it looks as though a B-side hit could have been imminent, but they really just don't want to deal with this Killjoy. They're rushing towards the A-side knowing that they have that advantage, but with the 3-stack now being present, that 3-stack could change the terms of this game in a matter of seconds. Spray control is just absolutely gorgeous. Shisho, what was that spray control? Especially with a Vandal, he's going to be able to take down 2. And that's huge for them. Positions are good. That's Vishanti. Good for another frag out. And he's sniffing out the last one. He can smell the fear. He can smell the anxiety. A Snoop Dogg pulls out the classic at the wrong possible moment. Possibly using scroll wheel there to switch out weapons. A tough position to be in. And an even tougher spot for the members of GUS. They had such a good and early advantage because of Shisho, but didn't really matter, not at all, because the player coming towards mid just completely dodged the bullets of the Ghost. Sorry, of the Marshal. Now I want to see a little bit more of a slow push up. coming in from either one of the players, but I don't think Gus is gonna risk it. Yeah, Fall Gus, they're just gonna wait it out. Milty, save out that Phantom for another rainy day. The next round's gonna be a very crucial one for them to try and possibly win out with this one hero rifle. No real danger whatsoever. It could go either side, but optimal choice is on the front lines. Spike does blow up. And with a 1-5 score line, I want to see something a little bit more on the, how to put it, proactive side for the members of Fall Gus. They've been playing as reactive as possible to whatever strategy energy is coming up with, but what am I saying? Sorry. The members of Fall Gus, sorry, I zoned out for a second there, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a really long day, so, and Kirito has not really showed up too, so my apologies. Going back towards the matchup, and I have woken myself up as well, the members of Boardwalk have once more taken a pretty hefty take towards that A side. This A side seems to be ripe for the picking for them. They're not even stopping for a second here. As Frenzy, good for another frag up, takes down Zuko. As Kira looking for the shot. He's not going to be able to find Edmund Milpy. It's going to be the one to finish him off. Instantly gets traded out. And the trade game coming in from the members of Boardwalk is just absolutely pristine. Zuko with another shock dart, trying to break through the lines as quickly as possible here. Wants to find the shot. Not going to happen, but Frenzy, so beautiful with these shots, man. He just does not miss, and if the duelists of Boardwalk are playing this well, then what do you have to worry about? No shots missed, everything hit. That is the motto coming in for the members of Boardwalk Esports. Opportunity is key, and they are making sure every opportunity that is given to them instantly translates to a frag. Jumping into another one, though. The round continues, 1-7. Possibly a 7, sorry. So once more, the A side ripe for the picking for them. Berserker shuts down Kira, who was a little bit too overly zealous. And this default play coming out on the eco round really does show respect to what they know is possible from the opposition. But with so many of the players already dying out from the defensive lines, things don't look that good. But look at the position of the Sova. Zuko can easily get a frag out here, and Frenzy, he's in the worst possible position to be in. But Vasanti, good for the first initial kill, needs to worry about Zuko in the bag. Zuko missed out on a couple of shots, very crucial for them to find, and Jisho, mid-air shots right to the face. He does find the first, and now Zuko's going to be able to find another one, but it really just does not matter right at the very end. The man's at 19 HP, does do a little bit of economic damage, but overall, with the win streak bonus being this massive, the members of Boardwalk, they're just going to be able to give these guns away for free, and they don't even need to care about it. Zuko, good for another kill, a little bit closer to the Hunter's Fury, as Zuko looking for an ace, and the man just possibly could get one. Not gonna happen though. Berserker catches him out over towards the side of Sabrosa to get that final frag off. 1-7. Pretty smart, pretty optimal, and that was quite the treat to watch. Okay. You can see that Zuko is just a cut above the rest when it comes down to his sheriff kills. The guy is just clicking on that sheriff like it's nobody's business, and he is not skipping a beat out here. Staying on that sheriff could just be the better option instead of switching on to the rifle, but hey, you never really know in that frame of mind. Again with another fast rush up. The members of Boardwalk are just easily taking over these duels and taking over these fights. Not really giving much of an edge here. Milpy, good for another kill. Wants to go for another shot. Easy for me. Spots out two players, but the shots just miss. But Berserker is going to be there over towards the side of A-main to give the backup. They need to worry about the lines, but still they're able to find the frags regardless of these. As Berserker comes in to save his buddy. 3 versus 1 on the scorecards. As Snoop Dogg, good for a kill here. But it seems as though the members of Boardwalk did lose out on one of their members. It was a direct 1v1, but it doesn't really even matter. They take full control. They ran into the site and they were able to close things out without even a hitch. They don't even need the killjoy because their team is set up for victory and they will find it no matter what.
Take flight.
Things are just gonna get a little bit more interesting as the bodies keep on piling one-on-one as the members of Boardwalk. They're just not stopping Shisho. Good for the 2 kills, but not against Easy for me. It's so difficult to take a fight against this man, but finally someone shuts him down. Kira costed you all of your HP, but with the Jet going down that early enough, it seems as though the call has not been really made. Frenzied, lines being held, and position needs to be found as Kira catches the kill, and the last player will be Visanti over on the other side. And expected Frenzy to maybe use that radar flash to gain that early advantage and find that frag out there, but seems the Frenzy made a little bit of a footstep, and that one footstep really just took it all away. They don't know that Visanti is AFK over on the side, but
30 seconds left.
hey, if they don't need the player, then they can just wait it down through. Don't forget, it is going to be raining outside, ladies and gentlemen, so be a little bit more lenient with the players, especially with the timings, because yeah, it's tough for everyone to get into a proper game when it comes down to Bangladesh, but
10 seconds left.
we do what we can, especially in times like this. But for now, in towards the matchup, it looks to be quite, shaping up a little bit better for the members of Fall of Us. But it really just does depend on how many mistakes the members of Boardwalk make, because I haven't really been noticing a lot of mistakes from Boardwalk unless they're just in a position where they're overheating or they're not really working together as a utility. They're trying their best to be a squad, and that is what I love to see. Not running into a particular site line that would be a disadvantage to them, not really focusing up on a particular not really focusing up on a particular, how do you put it, portion of the map that could give them an early advantage. There needs to be more. Currently there's not really much just yet. Milfy on the other side holding with the judge, maybe a little bit of a dangerous corner, but that's completely fine. And Dandy, Visanti looking for the hold. Positionally, he needs to worry about a lot. Gotta hold down the line, as it seems as though Zuko, he is none the wiser. He's gonna get caught off, and look at the map control. Just looking at the mini-map even once gives you an idea of how far the members of Boardwalk are already running in towards the site. It's tough and it's rough. So with the mow down slowly but surely coming through, this is where the worries start to arise, and this is where things become a lot more difficult. Snoop Dogg's not going to be even able to get into the corner for the plant. As Frenzy looking for a kill, but Visanti's not going to give anything away. Last person over towards CT to be found. Even then, the Reyna's just going to get hunted. Swing out from one side. Shisho's not going to be able to find the secondary, though. Zico is the one to shut him down. 2-9 and a possible 2-10 scoreline here to end off the first map. Sorry, the first map's first half. Could just be in any case here.
There. For you, hermanita. Stealing sight. Stealing sight.
Easy for me. He's gonna be able to find that first frag as soon as he's gonna be able to run in. Kira, position he's gonna be good, and he's just not able to find anything. Look at the decimation coming in from the members
Switching sides.
of Boardwalk. It's just absolutely insane.
I hate to say it, but
There is nothing for me to even analyze here because Boardwalk are just showcasing the level of synergy that you would not expect a newly formed team to have. But to them, they put in the practice, they put in the hours, and the team is playing like a well-oiled machine. And with both of the duelists having perfect synergy, it really just
Placing swamp.
turns everything on its head.
Scanning ahead. Shock dart.
Last player standing.
Okay, never mind. I just had to fix out my microphone a little bit here because my words were not getting caught up. But regardless of that, the members of FOLGUS, okay, they turned the tides of that battle, just went for a complete rush over towards the B side and easily ran it down. Positionally though, I really do hope that Boardwalk, they're not going to take that one to heart, and with the eco round finally coming in for the defensive side, we'll have a little bit of an answer. Shisho holding down the line, and Milfy lost out the battle in the worst possible way. Maybe good for another kill, doesn't really find out much. Snoop Dogg's going to be able to find 2 there, and that is perfect for them. Overall, being able to shut down one is all that they needed. But here,
Spike planted.
Zico is looking for another frag, and he will be the one to get it. Chalk darts. Lineups are good.
Last player
It's easy for
standing.
me. Alright, an absolute got-tier headshot over on towards the face of Shisho. Frenzy's going to be able to shut down another one, and there's a chance for him to clutch this one out. Timing is everything. He's not really going to be able to find the edge here. Good for maybe a kill. Not going to happen just yet. Needs to find the frag, and he does get the heal. He has ample amounts of time to maybe push onto the Killjoy and get that kill over onto his face. I would have just taken the Judge and just W-keyed my way in towards the site here. Try to shut him down, maybe get this kill. That's completely enough if you find it. And there's a possibility for this clutch to happen. Nope, absolutely not. Not enough time. And the members of Boardwalk, they did a perfect job. They took out all of the guns from FOLGUS. And that alone will just easily take them over the finish line here. With them having full buys and now forcing the members of FOLGUS to make a choice. Sorry, not even make a choice at this point. They have to go in for full buys. It's a full buy versus full buy round where they are not going to have a single bit of an economic advantage moving forward. While on the other side, they're going to be sitting a little bit more pretty. They will have some leftover money to even go in for a force buy in the following round if they wanted to on the defensive end. Good utility being chucked out. FOLGUS.
Satchel out.
Early control. Peek out comes in. And Frenzy. Not really going to be the one to take that kill. Milfy. He knows how to work those satchels. And he knows how to find that pick. Just take a lot of damage though in the process. So has to worry about possible push coming out from A main. No real positions being found. The turret is already present to take that first initial bout of information. Recon Bolt comes in, flash out as well. Find that info, lead the fight. Shock Dart's gonna be good, but Visanti, not really the shot that he would have wanted to find here either. 4-10 with a 2 versus 3 score, 2 versus 3 fight to take here. As Easy, for me, just runs in and takes out Zuko. Zuko fell asleep on the trigger and got caught with his pants down there. You really needed to focus up for that fight. If you got that kill, this was a guaranteed round, but now down to this 2v2, it does not really bode that well for them. They need to worry about the player towards the side of B main, but not really gonna be the case just yet. Last player over from the other side is Easy for me. Seems to be AFK, so Boardwalk, seems like technical issues are just, how do I put it? Technical issues are just plaguing them right now. First it was Visanti and now it's Easy for me. What more can he do? Just have to wait out and see if the player's gonna come back. At least overall they saved out a gun, right? The timing would have been a little bit more tight if for that Killjoy. So overall, nice try, but hoping to see a little bit more of a change here. As now, slowly but surely, the members of GUS are bringing themselves back into this match, but 5 more rounds, that's a big ask if you're not careful. Well, the judge is going to be able to get a lot of value here too. For them, it's going to be a tough spot. It seems to still the attacking side is just so much more predominant over here. Still see the Jet just being completely caught off. And poor old AFK is going to take a back seat. GUS, they know they have the edge here, especially with the Jet not being present. Easy for me, it's just been a big thorn on their sides, and without that agent in their arsenal, the team just now will stick towards the side of any particular angle and stay there, it seems. Boardwalk, they need to have a proper game plan as they're going to be moving forward. Either they want to rush in through smokes or even some flashes or even some utility from the Astra. The guy's ready to give something. No one's there to capitalize. And for Boardwalk, they're playing so defensively, and these defensive playstyles are what really breaks a team.
Deploying drone. Shot that.
Zuko's gonna be able to get some good info. Catches out the alarm bot and one of the nano swarms, so that's a big game changer for the squad overall. They have the opportunity to go in for a pretty good fight of their own. Deserve. Good, just gotten caught out on the timing here. Cross out from the side. Needs to get this catch over on Kira, but now Zico,
Scanning ahead.
he needs to worry about quite a lot.
Shot that.
Shock darts rain in. Good for the first initial frag. Frenzy. He does find the first shot, and it's gonna be Zico with the backup. Zico finds another one, and 11 rounds seem to be absolutely on the cards. He hears the footsteps, but Berserker comes in for the save instead. Watches down the angle, watches down the line. 6-11 as Boardwalk. They get the 11th round on the board and one more away from regulation, as they are going to be the ones to be the first few to move towards those quarterfinal stages and see exactly who deserves to be in those semis and in those grands.
Take flight.
Another big fast rush coming in from the members of GUS. They're hoping to find some success like they did before in their previous roundups, but this is such a dangerous play to go through. So much utility being popped and too many angles to get cleared. Vasanti is good for 1 kill, good for the second as well. He jumps over towards the side of speed lane. He's going to be able to get so much more value. Shots need to connect as Milfy. He does find multiple. But those multiple frags really just did not matter as much as he would have hoped. As finally the trades are going to be good as Vasanti's good for another kill, hoping for the last. The Jet completely being AFK. It's down to a 1v1. Azuko, good for the kill, and he's going to be able to find it. The Jet not being there is just such a tough fight. You want your teammate to be present. And him not being there just brings down the team's morale by quite a bit. The rounds are getting closer and closer by the second. These teams are just...
Here. Don't overthink it. That's my job. Placing alarm bot.
slow haul for them. It seems as though Kira still for a little bit of an own spot is facing. Early control. They know exactly where the spike is. So much heavy pressure towards mid. That's going to be a big red flag for Boardwalk to get mentally prepared for this one. Defensive half really does cause a lot of issues to a team, primarily because of this. You don't really dictate the pace of the fights and it really starts to get to you. Positions are good though this time and the utility usage is even better. Zico over on towards the corner. Doesn't really have the backup that he would have wanted, but still regardless, Berserker holding down the line for his buddy and gets the spam kill over onto the 2. And here's where they just have to wait for the Ray, see exactly what kind of a move she wants to make, and just counteract accordingly. Don't give her a free 1v1 though, Reyna. That is where the real issues will start to arise as Frenzy, line being held beautifully, but Milfy catches him out. He read him like an open book. And that catch out is going to be where everything falls apart. Milfy really close towards that A side, and now Judgment dead.
10
Sorry,
seconds left.
with Frenzy dead, it's just instantly going to be over. They do have a Killjoy lockdown to invest, but this 1v1 is not going to be an easy one to find. Straight on the underside of Heaven. The position is so hard to clear, and there's too many different angles to try and find. Good for the shot though, regardless, Vasanti. Nothing really seems to phase this man. It's a 7-12 scoreline is finally coming on down onto the board as Boardwalk Esports. They're walking away slowly but surely with a possible victory.
Match point.
Placing sentry. You should run.
Killjoy lockdown's gonna get placed down though. Looking to get a little bit more of a forward avenue for these fights. This Frenzy. So the spam kill is gonna be perfect, catching on Milfy, and that's one of your entries already going down. Zuko though, regardless, does find another frag of his own for his troubles. Shisha with another one. But Berserker holding down the line. Does find another frag. Once more straight through the smoke. These spams have been absolutely phenomenal coming in from the members of Boardwalk. And with a 2v2 situation coming around with one of the players being on very low levels of HP, if things are gonna get tough as Zuko catches out another one of the players and Vasanthi stuck on 29 HP, and the dream for this clutch seems to be a long forgotten pipe hole,
Spike
honestly.
planted.
If he had some more HP, I will guarantee that he would have been able to get this clutch, but here in this situation, not really. Especially against that Marshall. That Marshall now at that vicinity is close to the deadliness of an operator with even more upsides than down. 8-12, ladies and gentlemen. Here.
If you're not a good shot today, don't worry. There are other ways to be useful.
You see that both teams are looking to go in for the same approach as they did previously, with the members of GUS opting for that B-side heavy take once more to see exactly what they can get away with here. But nothing really much yet. No early aggression as Vasanthi. That is the level of control that I was really hoping to find coming out from this squad, and that could be the biggest game changer. Look at the push coming in from the back end. Frenzy's gonna be good for a kill. Positions are fine, and they have not cleared out the Sova. Zuko finds another kill, and that's gonna be so much value. As Zico, what are you doing here, buddy? He's just running around. He's taking fights. He's taking duels, and he doesn't know exactly where Snoop Dogg is. It's a 1v1 already all across the map as Frenzy down to his last HP. He needs to take this fight, and he needs to find an advantage on it.
Placing swarm grenade.
But this advantage does not come for free. Positions are not known. Timing is key! As Snoop Dogg catches the perfect timing, and Frenzy none the wiser. 9-12. As GUS, they're getting things done one round at a time. 9-12, and somehow they're coming back on this. Purely on the basis of the jet not being present.
Thanks. You disappoint.
Good for one of the first initial shots, Frenzy. He wants to maybe find the Reina orb and try to get out, but that really didn't happen in the way that you would have expected. Okay, a 1-for-1 trade, Frenzy. Possibly a bit more than he could chew there. What's gonna cost him? With so much more frags to find. Berserker. Good for the flash. He needs to try and maybe find one more kill here, but a good amount of damage is more than enough. Don't forget, this is still a 3 versus 3 situation. This 3v3 really could just be the final nail in the coffin here. Zuko all the way from the back wants to go for a wraparound to see exactly where positions could be at. Get out first, and no one's looking at the minimap. As Zuko with a walk-in gets free
30
value.
seconds left.
One more position to be found out. And
One enemy remaining.
goes in for the peak, but runs into a triple frag. And it's all up to Zico. The lone Sova running on down over inside of the side. Good for the first kill. Good for the second. And Zico nearly walking away with murder. The shots were so clean, and the guy just knows how to play his gunfights, but he does not have the man advantage. Where is his player? Nowhere to be found. 10-12.
There.
It just does not bode well for them at all. You see another very slow push coming in from the members of very slow push coming in from the members of Full GUS. They don't want to take a risk here. They know with the weaker weaponry, the members of Boardwalk, they are going to be desperate. And that desperation is what Full GUS is really hoping to find. Good plays coming out overall. As we do see
cover going out.
another opportunity as Milfy walking straight on in. Could just be the first initial frag. Does spot out the first player, but that's gonna be a pretty good catch. Flash comes out to maybe try to slow them down here as Zico, good for one initial kill, but no one's covering his body as Milfy walks away with a double. This is tough, and this is gonna get even more rough. Milfy with his third, and now it's all up to Frenzy. You gotta hold down the line here, buddy, and you gotta make sure that you find this frag. Good for the first kill. They are gonna be able to deny the spike plant down, and now it's all gonna come down to Frenzy to hit another shot, but too much pressure. He's not gonna be able to do out much. Full GUS, they are just bringing down the house on top of the heads of Boardwalk. They had such a big lead, a massive advantage, but that advantage really didn't amount to anything. What did it amount to? Nothing. 6-12. It was what? 5-12, ladies and gentlemen. 5-12. And Boardwalk have now squandered that lead away already. You do not want to be in a spot like this. This is where legends will start to fall. On Boardwalk, they have so much talent under their belt, but they need to know how to close out a map. Maps going this far, even when you have a 4v5 in your hands, I get it, it is tough, but there are different ways to play it through. And finally, Frenzy, he does find that early advantage. Good for the kill, looking for even more, and the bodies finally piling up towards in the favor of the members of Boardwalk. They have the control, they have the edge, and Snoop Dogg does not have it in him to try and get this clutch. An impossible victory could have been there for the members of Full GUS on the grace of one player not being present, but right at the very end, they dug deep and they found the grit that they require to close out this particular map. And that's all that you can hope for. The members of Full GUS did try their best here to end things off in a beautiful fashion, with them being the underdogs and coming in to completely take away the throne from Boardwalk. They could have done it, but right at the very end, they just made a mistake. They lost Steve, and they took way too long to try and go in for a proper execute. It hurt them. Finally, with an 11-13 scoreline, the members of Boardwalk, they take it away, and they bring themselves forward into the quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, don't go anywhere, because we're going to be back with one more game for you, because that one will also decide another team who's going to be heading on down over to the quarterfinals. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to be back with a lot more action for the IGE Contenders Valorant, powered by Logitech.
We all play in our own way for our own reasons, and that's okay, because there's levels to this. Not just levels in games, there's levels of specs.
And levels to flex.
Sequence initialized.
There's mad levels of innovation.
3, 2, 1. Activate light speed.
And mythic levels of creation.